Today, I'm talking about why you don't feel good enough to attract the right partner, good enough to have the kind of body you want, good enough to have that successful business or that job or promotion, whatever it is in whatever area of your life. I'm explaining why that's happened and best of all, solutions for how you can move past that. So stay tuned. I'll get the main reason out of the way first because we all have had this. We have all been raised to achieve. That achieving is the most important thing. The process, that's like a moot point. It doesn't even matter. But it's the outcome that is important. That means that you are good enough. That is a very faux masculine take on things. And I think today, even men are realizing that they cannot just lead their lives for achievement. It is not enough. So I'll leave the men for another channel, but what I do best is speaking to the heart of a woman. And what I want to tell you is that this, particularly for a woman, is the wrong way to go about feeling good enough. The feminine way is about the beauty of the journey, the pleasures that you get along the journey, and particularly the gratitude for the becoming of your highest self. That is what the feminine is all about. The cherry on the top is that sometimes you get to experience an outcome that feels incredible. What I have seen over time with my own private clients is that they might have worked, proved, got the thing, and wondered where all the joy and fulfillment and pleasure was going to come from. Why don't they have it? And then that gets them really depressed because, oh my God, if this doesn't make me happy, then what is going to make me happy? The solution to this is to shift your mindset. Ask yourself the question along the journey as things are happening to you, as they will, because the only way that you are going to become the version that will be able to live that kind of life that you're desiring is through growth opportunities. So when those growth opportunities happen, simply to ask yourself this question: what could be the purpose of this for my success? Or what could be the purpose of this so that I could be able to attract the perfect partner for me? What could be the purpose of this in my life so that I could live, feel, and look the way I do in my higher self version? What could be the purpose for this? Because as you ask that question, there is a sense of fulfillment. There is a sense of intrigue and joy once you get the lesson, once you get the learning, and you become the next version of yourself. That is beautiful. That is joyful. That brings you peace and fulfillment and self-love. So you see, the feminine is more focused on the journey, not just that. Now, do we set intentions? Yes, we do. We set what I call elegant intentions. We get very crystal clear because we know the universe adores clarity. So we get crystal clear on what we desire. And then we let it go and we let the universe guide us and present us with opportunities, and that is how we move through it. So getting fixated on that is not the way. Getting fixated on the journey, the pleasure, the growth, the becoming, that is where you want to shift. Let's go on to the second reason why you are not feeling good enough, as well as the solution. The second reason you don't feel good enough is because you have outsourced your validation to society, to your parents, to your boss, to your partner. You've just outsourced that. Tell me people, am I good enough? Tell me partner, am I good enough? Tell me parents, am I good enough? And it doesn't matter how old you are. You have outsourced your validation, and that never works. The only way a woman knows her full worth and value is by self-sourcing. How do you do that? There are a variety of ways that I teach in my program, The Elegant Art to Feminine Confidence. So if you haven't checked that out, please do in the description box below. I promised you a solution here, so I'm going to give you a quick one, but it's an important one. You must validate yourself. And the way that you do that is by you deciding what you're going to value yourself for. Let me say that again. You must decide what you are going to value yourself for. Ooh, just receive that. What are you going to value yourself for? And clincher is, you cannot make this about an outcome. You cannot make this about an achievement. So if I used to say this to my husband all the time, when I make this much a month, then I'll know that I'm good enough. He kept saying, no, it's the opposite. And I couldn't get it. It took me a long time to get this. That does not make you feel, because then you'll see someone over there making double what you're making. Oh, well then I still mustn't be good enough because I should be able to be doing that. So what are you going to value yourself for? I would highly recommend what I did, to go inward and really hear what my soul's desire is. Like, why am I doing this? What is this for? And then what you will value yourself for is how much you are sincerely and honorably pursuing that purpose. You see, since I was a little kid, I have been very deeply touched and moved when I have seen someone not feel good about themselves. I used to see students in my math class who I could see they just drop when they got an answer wrong. Or they put their hand up all excited and they were told, nope, not again, wrong again, you know, this kind of a thing. Or feeling so dumb, or not feeling beautiful enough, or not feeling like they're being able to be themselves. Like, I have deeply felt that. And all through my life, all I have ever wanted for women, and then finally myself, was to fully know and then just freely express who we've been created to be. There is nothing like that feeling of knowing the power of what you are and then expressing freely who you've been created to be in this lifetime. And when I see someone not being able to do that, or someone trying to stop someone from being that, I feel that on a very profound level. And so this is my why. This is my purpose. So I don't really have an end goal. That is my purpose. And I'm going to value how much am I showing up? How much am I pursuing that? If I am sincerely and honorably pursuing that purpose in whatever capacity I can, because there's different stages of your life where you can commit to that more than others, especially if you're a mother. But if you're just consistently pursuing that purpose, that is what I am valuing myself for, not an outcome. And I'll tell you again, you are liberated by doing that. So shift your focus from outsourcing to other people your validation, and instead validate yourself by seeing, witnessing yourself, pursuing your purpose. Let's go on to the next reason you don't feel good enough and the solution of how to overcome it. The third reason is that you believe that it matters most what other people feel about you. Now, it might seem very similar to the last one, but hear me out on this. The only thing that needs to matter to you is how you feel about yourself. And some of you might go, well, I feel crappy, Erin. So does that mean I'm really not good enough? No. What happens in confidence is that you gain confidence by experience of proof to yourself that you do things that you say you will, that you are being the type of person you say you will. So the solution or the shift that you need to make is to stop thinking that what others think about you is most important and say, what do I think about me? Now, I'm not going to lie, that can sometimes hit you in the face and you go, I don't like what I see. But the beauty is that because it's you, you have the power to make new choices. And I'm always talking about you being one choice away from the life that you say you want, from being the highest version of yourself. One choice away. This empowers you to know that you are the creator of your destiny. And so how do you do this? You start doing things and being things in a way that is in alignment with your higher self. When you experience yourself doing those things and being that woman, that just builds that muscle. And it does take practice. You don't just walk into a gym and all of a sudden get a big bicep. You have to go over and over and over and train that muscle, right? So it doesn't happen overnight. But the more you choose every day, how am I going to show up? Am I going to show up from my higher self today, or am I going to show up from my limited self? That's a choice. Am I going to feel the uncomfortability and just move through it even though I'm feeling uncomfortable? Yes. In other words, it's very important that you do and be in a way that you believe deserves respect. So a question to ask yourself is, how could I be more of the woman who I think deserves to be respected? So you see, there's some very practical ways that you can start becoming more confident. It is a becoming. That's a key word that I want you to know and understand. There's not just one day where you go, yeah, I'm confident. You will see yourself all of a sudden doing something that you never could do before. There's one story that always sticks out of a woman who went through my Feminine Confidence program who said, Erin, I just all of a sudden said what I wanted to say for years and I could never do it. And I just like, did I say that? Was that me? How did that happen? This is how it happens. You making the choice, you choosing the perspective, you asking yourself some questions, and over time you become and you open up, and then you start seeing yourself doing things, being someone, and that builds that self-esteem, that self-respect muscle. And that is how you do this. If you watched my video a couple of weeks ago, I'll put the link somewhere here and in the description box below as well. I talked about my own journey of overcoming my lack of self-esteem. And what I shared in that video was that it was like levels. I would go from here to here. And then I'd enjoy that for a while and then, whoop, time to up level again. And I would elevate to here. And then I would enjoy that for a while and then it was time to elevate. And you can continuously elevate and become even more confident. So this is a becoming, yet the experience at each level seems totally profound. So don't think that if you just try one thing, oh, it's going to make me feel a little confident. No, because it's so different from what you're normally doing and being and thinking that it's going to, like, even one notch up is going to feel like this, okay? So please know that every step of the way is a beautiful journey, a journey of becoming that you're going to be very respectful of, because that is your new definition of worthiness, of being valuable, of being good enough. So on that note, make it an elegant week. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe and click the like button. It helps me get this message out so much. And I'll see you next time.